Hey, welcome back. You do remember me. If not, that's the name right over there. I'm back again to talk about the typical mistakes. Now we've looked at grammar, the tenses in the past. Take a look at the other videos. Put a like if you like it. I hope you put a like. Now we're going to take a look again at typical mistakes. So this is the second typical mistake that we're looking at over here. These are usually the mistakes that German speakers make when they use the English language. It might apply for French people or Italian or Spanish. I'm not quite sure, but it's for Germans, I know. The first one over there, remember the difference. I work for Siemens and not I'm working for Sony. Or, sorry, I think I said Siemens. I work for Sony. I'm working for Sony. Difference in meaning. I work for Sony. I have a permanent job. It's the present simple. It's a fact. It is a permanent job that I have. I'm working for Sony could mean that you perhaps have a summer job. Maybe it's only a 6-month contract and then it's over. But remember, the present continuous or progressive means the action is temporary, not permanent, not a general fact. The present simple means it's a fact, generally true. What are you doing at the moment? Not what are you doing in the moment. That makes sense. The Germans do use the im Moment. In English, it's at the moment. I very often like number 3 and number 4. Number 3, take a look at the word often. Often, sometimes, never, occasionally, usually, normally, for example. These are words, frequency adverbs, we call them, because they say or tell us how often we do something. Okay? Now, what's important there is the position of the frequency adverb in the sentence. Take a look there. Most of the time, it comes before the verb. The only time that it comes after the verb is when we're using a form of the verb to be. I am, you are, he, she, it. Then it would come after. But with all the other verbs, you would put it before. My boss often goes. Unusual. The Germans would say, mein Chef geht öfters, but not mein Chef öfter geht. No, it doesn't. That's not correct. In German, in English, the frequency adverbs come before the verb. Here's a good one. Quite often students say to me, come on, does it make a difference if I put it before or after? The American, the Brit, the New Zealander, the Scotsman would definitely understand, wouldn't they? Well, yes, they would. It just sounds a little bit strange. Let me give you an example in German. I'll give you a German example by putting in the English position of the frequency adverb. Immer trinkt Wein. Now, how does that sound to you? Immer trinkt Wein. In English, that would be correct. The position of the frequency adverb is correct, but not correct in the sentence in German. Again, what's very important there is the position of the frequency adverb. Frequency adverbs in English generally come before the verb, as I've already said. But they come after the verb am, is, or are, a form of the verb to be. In English, please put that frequency adverb before the verb. Students quite often ask me, does it sound wrong? Is it very bad? Is it tragic if I put the frequency adverb after the verb? Let me answer your question this way. How does it sound if I used the English position and spoke German? Here's an example. Immer trinkt Wein. Doesn't sound good. That's what an American, a Brit, Scotsman, a New Zealander, whatever, that's what they understand when you put the frequency adverb in another position. It comes before the verb. Okay? The all-time favorite is number 4. I like number 4 because I hear people say this all the time. Oh, it gives a TV in my room. I don't know where this "it gives" comes from, but we don't have this in English in this form to show people what you have or don't have, or what you have in a room or don't have. In English we use "there is." So if you're explaining what you have in your living room, for example, you would say, well, there is a sofa, there are 2 chairs, there is a television, and there is a cupboard. So we're using there are to show people what you have and what things are around you. Do not use the "it gives a TV in my living room." That is not English. There is. If it's singular, and there are. If it's plural. Vienna is the capital of Austria, and not Vienna is the main city. I understand that. Hauptstadt, main city. No, it's called the capital, okay? It's the capital. Berlin is the capital of Germany. Munich is the third largest city in Germany. Some people would say, oh, Munich is the 3rd greatest city, and I understand that. However, the word great, greater, or greatest, especially when you're talking about a place or a city, they're fixed expressions. We would say Great Britain, for example, as a fixed expression. But Munich is a large city. The word great, perhaps for a person from Munich or Bavarian, he would probably say Munich is a great city with the meaning großartig. You could say that, of course, but the meaning is different. You're not talking about the size of the place, you're talking about the importance. Something more emotional, perhaps. It's a great city. It's fantastic. It's great. It's bombastic. It's awesome. The last one, Osnabrück has a university. Remember this one from school that we were taught at school? Whenever you have a word starting with A, E, I, O, U, we use the N. You remember that one, huh? An apple. Makes sense. A chair, because it's ch and not A, E, I, O, U. But now take a look over here. We have there university, which is a U, but we're not using N university. It's a university. Why? Because we were taught A-E-I-O-U-N. Well, if you take a look over here, many words that actually start this way have another sound to it. It's pronounced U, university. And when the word has that U sound, we don't use the N, we use the Let me make it easier for you guys. Look at it this way. 98 to 99% of the time, if you use the wrong article, you will automatically hear it. Here's an example. Put the cups on the table. An table. No, it's a table. Because it sounds better. A table. An table. It sounds a little bit choppy. An table. Or for example, an TV. It's a TV. It's nice and smooth. A TV. An TV. Okay? So I guess quite often just listen to your ears and you'll get the sound yourself. So, again, that was another episode of the typical mistakes, and if you do have any questions, please send me an email to this address, subscribe. Let me know exactly things that I could add to the program, maybe some of your suggestions. Or maybe I don't like your tie, or maybe put a t-shirt on the next time, all right? Just give me some info. I'll talk to you soon, and thanks for watching.